Irene Campbell.
It's a great privilege to serve under your chairmanship, Mr Vickers, and I'd like to thank my honourable friend, the member for Folkestone and Hythe, for securing this debate and for his excellent speech. And I'd like to thank Kim Campbell and the other petitioners who have brought this to this debate today. I recently met with one of my constituents in North Ayrshire and Arran, Sam Rice, who was able to tell me about the charity he set up called Kids for Now. He was extremely concerned in relation to a lot of what's actually been discussed today, so I won't repeat that. But he shared with me the work of his campaign, and it's all about smartphones and social media use in children. And he set up an organisation called Kids for Now, which is a grassroots movement which connects parents within the UK to help delay smartphones together. So it's not really about banning them entirely, but it's about delaying the use of smartphones. And it's about working on campaigns calling for child-safe phones in the UK. He very much mentioned that, but I'm not sure that young people probably want the old-style phones that we all used to use and not have a smartphone like the rest of their peer group. He mentioned banning smartphones in Scottish schools, and the Honourable Member for Livingston has just stolen my line on that as well, because we were delighted that this was actually a pledge that was made at the Labour conference in Glasgow at the weekend. So that was very, very positive. And Sam, the constituent, also spoke about making primary schools internet free. Now, a lot of this is obviously up for debate. But what he said to me was that he helps parents take positive collective action against peer pressure and challenges the norm of young children feeling like they need social media. And we've discussed a lot of that today as well, about other things you can do while standing at a bus stop. And clearly, when I was growing up, there were clearly no mobile phones, so that was not a distraction we were ever going to have. But it's really important, though, that we actually have time for our children to maybe be children. He was extremely concerned about, and this has been discussed today, about the mental and emotional health of children. And, for example, research from the project Delay Smartphones found that children can no longer have any respite from bullies at home, as has already been mentioned. And now they said a shocking 84% of bullying to children with smartphones actually happens online. And that's a huge figure. And additionally, smartphones and social media are more likely to expose children to sexual and offensive content, and this can include young people being pressured into sending sexual images of themselves. And, for example, Ofsted found that 80% of teenage girls are being put under pressure to provide images of themselves. And I think when we look at a strategy tackling violence in women, for violence in women against girls, this needs to be considered because of the damage that access to social media can actually have on young girls. So it's really important to consider young people's safety on the internet in a time where technology is constantly evolving and changing. And I'm really pleased that this debate's taking place to allow for further consideration of where we go with this conversation. And I look forward to hearing the Minister's response on the future of smartphone and social media legislation.